Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome to another video for the Black and Silver Way. As you guys know, we lost to the Chicago Bears 22-20 yesterday. It was a long, hard-fought game, but the Bears at the end of the day were 0-3, worst team in the NFL going into this game, and we lost, in Chicago to the Bears. I mean, as it was getting closer to Sunday, I just had this weird feeling, man, when you go into a team that's 0-3, sometimes they come out swinging not like an 0-3 team. And I knew that shit was going to happen to us. I really, when it was Friday getting to game time, I was still getting nervous. Even though they were 0-3 and we were going to Chicago and we're going off 2-game winning streak. And everything was clicking the week before. I had a feeling that this game, we could lose this game. And I don't know if it was just, I've seen it happen before with the Raiders a lot. It happens to a couple teams that, I've seen in the past where they just blow it to a shitty team. It just happens, that shit happens. And, it was a hard fought battle, back and forth the whole time. And when I seen it was going back and forth, I said, man, my team is still competing right now. And they're not getting blown out by a shitty team because I figured we might have choked, especially with Cutler coming in all of a sudden on the game day. But at the end of the day, I thought we were going to sneak away with the win still. It's really shitty. It wasn't even like a loss where we just get blown out. It was one of those losses where it was at the end of it, I was just kind of speechless. And I had to sit there for a while because I was so fucking bummed. I was like, damn, we could have beat the Chicago Bears. They did not even, I felt like they just didn't play that well. We had so many chances to score and so many turnovers that we could have capitalized on. We just couldn't get it done today. Go ahead and get into defense. Defense did not put much pressure on Cutler. He had a lot of time to make big throws. And right at the end of when the line was collapsing, he'd make us pay for it. Eddie Royal was burning DJ Hayden left and right. Sorry to point that out, but there's 2 or 3 plays that, he's just slow off of the route, and it's making us pay. Nieko Thorpe also had a shitty game with the pass interference, and he was looking really sloppy today. Not really, I knew our corners going into this year is going to be the worst thing that we have on this team, and Nieko Thorpe and DJ Hayden had really bad games. Dan Williams picks up his fumble recovery off the line. Stacy McGee gets a forced fumble from a big hit. Charles Woodson gets an interception, putting him at 62 for his career, and he gets in the top 10 all-time list for interceptions in the NFL. We were able to get 3 sacks on Jay Cutler today. One was from Khalil Mack, the other was Justin Tuck, and the last one was Alden Smith. Malcolm Smith also had a big game today. He was supposed to replace Nick Roach, and he's doing a really good job leading tackles in this game again. 10 tackles, 9 solo. Malcolm Smith also put pressure on Jay Cutler and had a forced fumble on him. Malcolm Smith is becoming to be a really good linebacker that we have, probably the best on the team. So keep it up, Malcolm Smith. Alden Smith is looking good as well. Khalil Mack, Justin Tuck, but they just need to collapse that line faster. They're getting to him, but it's with a lot of time, and I feel like it just needs to, pick up the pace a little more on that defensive line. Let's go ahead and kick off the offense with Sebastian Janikowski. He was 2 for 2 today from the field, making 6 points for us, 2 field goals. And he also converted both of the extra points for us, which makes it 7 for 7 for the season of field goals, perfect, and 10 for 10 for extra point conversions so far this year, making a total of 31 points. Tim Brown had a record for 240 games played in a Raiders uniform for the most ever, and Janikowski with this game ended up tying him, and the next game is going to make him surpass Tim Brown's record. So, Sebastian Janikowski is going to go, of course, is one of the all-time great Oakland Raiders of all time, and as well, he definitely has a good chance of hitting the Hall of Fame. Keep it up, Sebastian Janikowski. Michael Crabtree also had a really big game. He goes out real early with an ankle injury, and it looked like he was in a lot of pain, but he ended up bouncing back, walking it off on the sidelines like a trooper, and it really shows the heart that Michael Crabtree has, and definitely the determination to be great. And he comes back into the game, 5 receptions for 80 yards, giving him 23 catches, 264 yards on the season with 1 touchdown. Michael Crabtree's showing up every single game day, guys, and I really like the mentality that he's bringing to this team, and he's very consistent with his hands. Amari Cooper ended up having 4 receptions for 50 yards. One of those was a 26-yard pass from Derek Carr, and it was a touchdown pass. Derek Carr and Amari Cooper's, their chemistry is really starting to be a pretty consistent thing here every single game. So that's really good to see. Derek Carr, he was 20 for 33, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And the interception was basically not Derek Carr's fault whatsoever. Basically, the shit ball of the game goes to Latavius Murray. He carried the ball 16 times for only 50 yards, and he had some of the worst turnovers during this game. He had 2 turnovers. The interception that Derek Carr thrown was right off of his chest, Latavius Murray's chest, and it went into a defensive lineman's hands. And that wasn't Derek Carr's fault. That was Latavius Murray's fault for not catching the ball right. Then, on a quarterback toss to Latavius Murray, he ends up dropping the ball and, fumble right there. Latavius Murray messed up big time 2 times, and that basically cost us the game because they were able to score on both of those drives. And Latavius Murray, he had the worst game of his career. I don't know what was going on with Latavius Murray, but he could not hold on the ball to save his life, and that's basically what ruined the game. And on the last drive that they were driving down the field and we had to stop them, our defensive play calling was pretty weak. I mean, they didn't even have to use their timeouts. They were able to get out of bounds each time down the field, passing down the field, going to each of the sidelines. It was crazy to see. I couldn't believe that we were not protecting the fucking sidelines. I mean, I can't believe that they were able to drive down the field like that and hit the sidelines each time when we already knew that's what they were going to do. It was just really shitty to see, and they got in field goal position real easily. They got right on the 30, knocked it in for a 50-yard field goal, and man, that was just it was a bad game. I feel like it wasn't Derek Carr's fault whatsoever. The play calling wasn't as good as last game, and the thing that we were going into the game is that the Bears have the worst run stopping ability in the NFL. So our mentality was to shove the ball down their throats with Latavius Murray, but it wasn't working all game, and we did a lot of stupid plays where we would just run up on 3rd down, how we had to kick a field goal to make it 20. We only had 2 yards to go. I don't know why we just did a predictable run up the middle with Helu. That didn't even make sense, guys. We were running it the whole drive. We were just running. He didn't pass 1 time. I did not get that. We had 2 yards to go. It was really predictable that we were just going to run the ball up there. If we would have got a touchdown, we would have beat the freaking Chicago Bears. But it's a mental error. Our play calling and our plan to go into this game and run the ball up their throats did not work. They got Jay Cutler back on Sunday. What are you going to do? We go 2-2, and the Bears go 1-3. So the Raiders are 2-2. Our next home game is on Sunday. It's going to be against the Denver Broncos, and they're 4-0. Let's face it, we have not beat the Denver Broncos since Peyton Manning's been on that team. Peyton Manning is going to absolutely destroy our corners, and the only way possible that we could win this game is to be as loud as we can at O.Co Coliseum and for our defensive line to just go off and murder Peyton Manning. Because we all know that if Peyton Manning has pressure, he's going to just drop on his own. He's not going to risk running out of the pocket. He can't do that. He's going to definitely just fall to the floor. If we can close in that gap within 3 seconds or 2 seconds, he's going to definitely have a hard time of playing us, guys. And that's the way we could actually win the game. Last year when we played him at home, we had a chance to almost win him. But then when we went to the second half, he adjusted, executed way better, and they beat the shit out of us. But it was a close game all the way till halftime. He does have a harder time to play on the road, and it's going to be really loud. And, we're 2-2. They're 4-0. They're the best team in our division and possibly one of the best teams in the NFL. This is going to be a really hard game to win, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm expecting a loss, but I'm going to go with my head high. I'm going to stay positive, and I'm definitely going to be out there at that game. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe on the video. The Bears was a very disappointing loss. I think we should definitely be 3-1. We do have a 3-1 team, but, it is what it is, and we are 2-2. So let's go out there and give it all we got, guys. We need to get past the win. Our mentality has to be to get after Peyton Manning and get past this loss and basically just have fun and play good football and execute out there, and we could actually sneak away with the win. I do believe in our team, but at the same time, it's going to be really, really hard to, put pressure on Peyton Manning, especially with the defensive line he has is not too bad, and our defensive line isn't been amazing at all times. So there is times when we have been playing that they kind of disappear. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe on the video. I will see you next Monday. I do my recaps every Monday. Football season is on Monday every day. Expect the video on Monday at least. Sorry, I don't know why I said every day. All right, guys. Hold your heads up high. Let's hope we can snag away from the Denver Broncos. Peace out, guys.